So hello and welcome to the live stream. If you're joining me live now, hello and thanks for joining me. And if you are catching us on the replay, welcome. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how do you make videos? How do you live stream as an introvert? And this really is about the introverts, my people. This video is for you. So the quiet, the shy, the awkward people, you're my people. This video is all for you. And I'm talking about strategies to help introverted people, awkward and shy people, kind of like myself, muster up the courage to be on camera and to be more confident on camera. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sara Nguyen, and I help coaches, consultants, and creative pros build their businesses using video on social media. Now, make sure that you check out the links in the description because I'm going to go back and I'm going to put all of the timestamps as well as any resources that I mention in this video. So, I want to start off by saying that I really feel that introverts, we're really misunderstood. And I want to clarify that there is a difference between being an introvert and being a shy person. So an introvert is someone who gets their energy from spending time alone. As introverts, we love solitude. We love being alone. Unlike extroverts who get their energy from social interactions, from being around people, as an introvert, we need to use extra energy when we're in social situations. And being in large groups of people often drains us as introverts. So we need time to recharge after spending time with groups of people. As introverts, we really enjoy solitude rather than seeking out external stimulation. Now, this is different to the definition of being shy, whereas being shy is about being nervous or uncomfortable around people or social situations. I'm just going to get some water. And if you hit the jackpot like me, you can be both introvert and you can be shy. So if you're lucky like me, you get to be both, but they're not the same thing, but people mistake them for being the same thing. And when it comes to being on camera as an introvert, whether you're looking to do live streams or whether you're looking to record videos to upload to YouTube, there is a lot of really bad advice out there, probably created by the extroverts, probably created by, all the overconfident people pretending like they know what it's like to be an introvert. But I don't want you to listen to them. So this is from the perspective of someone who is an introvert. This is from the perspective of someone who wasn't always comfortable with being on camera. I think, pardon me, the most common advice and bad advice that I see floating around all the time, particularly for introverts who want to get on camera, is to fake it till you make it. And I really feel like this is the worst advice you could possibly give an introvert. And it's as useless as the advice that people give kids who need to do public speaking or kids who need to speak in front of an audience. And what's the advice that people give kids? They give them horrible advice like, imagine all of your classmates are naked. Now, one, that's traumatizing. And why is that even good advice? That's as bad as the advice as fake it till you make it. And fake it till you make it is horrible advice for an introvert because you're telling someone to be someone that they're not, right? And when you're faking it and pretending to be either a loud personality or over the top, that's exhausting. That's exhausting to maintain, and it's not who you are, right? So why are we pretending to be something that we're not? That's horrible advice. It's also exhausting because it's hard enough being on camera for the first time or being on camera as a new thing without pretending to be someone else. Like if you fake it till you make it, that's a direct path to imposter syndrome. It's already hard enough without adding, the path to feeling like a fraud and having imposter syndrome. So really don't let anyone tell you as an introvert that you need to fake it till you make it. You need to be this over energetic person if that's not who your personality actually is. So what should you actually be doing instead? So this is my favorite. I've got a couple of strategies that will help you introverts, help you awkward, shy people. I know what it's like to be that person and to have to work through it in order to be on camera and to present yourself on camera. Really struggling a little bit today. So the first piece of advice that I have for you is just embrace your introversion, right? Just because we're introvert doesn't mean that we don't have personality. It doesn't mean that we're not fun. It doesn't mean that we're not hilarious and buckets of fun. By nature, introverts, we really enjoy time being, we really enjoy time alone to create. I want you to embrace this and to leverage this space to take the time to prepare and to develop your content. And this means taking the time to outline your content, taking the time to research and structure your content, because this is bliss for us introverts. We love this. This is our strength, to take the time to really nurture the content to make it amazing. And this is how we get in our zone of genius and we can create content that differentiates us from everyone else. A big question I get asked all the time is, how do I differentiate myself on video? How do I make myself stand out? Introverts, we do that through our content. Right? Or just knock the table and the microphone. Introverts, we do this by taking the time to add to the quality of the content, to research it, to make sure that we've covered all of the things from our perspective to the best of our abilities. And we can create this content and make it amazing because it's part of our personality to spend the time alone to create. Take the idea, nurture it, and then make it into something. So that's the first piece of advice that I have for you. Embrace being an introvert, spend the time alone, to be creative and to develop your content. The second piece of advice that I have for you is really to leverage your introvert strengths. I'm really struggling today. My throat is like dying. As introverts, we really enjoy spending time with just one or two people. So large groups are exhausting for us, we know that, but we love being with one or two people and having depth in conversation. So leverage this. Whenever I go on video to live stream or to create video, I don't think of it as, oh, I'm about to speak to hundreds or thousands or however many people. That's really not the best way to, I guess, think about being on video as an introvert. What will benefit you more is to think about video as a connection between you and just a few close people that you can connect with. And this will allow you to shine through because we like to have the depth of conversation with a few people. So instead of overwhelming yourself and freaking out and thinking, oh no, I'm going to go on camera, I'm going to live stream and there's going to be thousands of people, don't think of it that way. Reframe it, reset your mindset that it's an intimate conversation with you and a few people. And this will allow you to have that depth in that conversation and that dialogue and have the depth of that dialogue, as opposed to thinking that it's this overwhelming, performance to thousands of people. And I do this for my own live streams, regardless if there are 5 people, if there are 50 people, if there are 10 people. I think of it as a dialogue between me and you, between me and a few close people. And that's how you reframe it. And that's how you can leverage this strength, because we like to have deep conversations with a few people. Now, the third piece of advice that I have for you is to think about confidence differently. So confidence isn't a permanent state of being. It's a process, right? And I personally don't feel confident every single time I'm on camera. A lot of thoughts go through my head. Like right now, I am struggling. There is something in my throat. Someone threw me off just before the live stream. They were making a lot of noise. And, I'm not perfect every time I turn on the camera. And I too think, am I going to embarrass myself? Am I going to look okay? Is my makeup okay? Do I look okay? Like I freak out a little bit as well. And you can probably relate to a lot of these feelings as well, particularly if you are new to being on camera. And the thing is, I don't have perfect confidence. I don't think anyone really does, because perfect confidence doesn't really exist, and it probably shouldn't even be the goal. And I don't think it should be the goal for live streaming, let alone anything in life. Instead, I think you should aim for confidence as something that you're continually always working on, as opposed to thinking I need to be confident and perfectly confident. I think you should think of it as I do this more, I'll get more confident and I'll get better at it. So it's about reframing your concept of confidence and perfect confidence. Now, lastly, I know I said the other few were my favorite, but this is probably the favorite of my advice for introverts and live streaming. I really want to say that if you've been following my content for a while, I've said it a few times that I really believe in the serendipity of life. That if you've got a message and you've got something to say, there's someone else out there who desperately needs to hear it. And by not being on video and by not embracing the technology that we have these days to live stream, to access, being able to broadcast, you're actually doing a disservice to yourself and to the person who needs to hear your message. And I think that is what is the most important part. It's that the world needs to hear what you've got to say. And by not live streaming, you're denying the world, you're denying someone who needs to hear it, right? And even if you live stream or record video and watch back and think, man, I'm super awkward, or I'll probably watch back on this and think I struggled because my throat seems to be weird. It was okay before. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. As long as you are really being who you are and you are giving it your best, your tribe, your people, they will see you and they will appear and they will hear your message, and that is all that matters. So now, what happens? Let's talk about, we've talked about a few things, but I talked about embracing your introversion. So don't pretend to be an extrovert. Don't pretend to be this outgoing, jumpy person if that's not who you actually are. I talked about taking the time to develop your content in solitude. It's what we do. It's our strength. And we can use this time to create content that's on point and that will differentiate you and that will help you feel more confident. I also want you to reframe thinking about video, as opposed to thinking about video as something where you freak out because you need to broadcast in front of hundreds, thousands, 20 people, whatever it is. Think of it as a conversation between you and a few close people, and that will help you get through the video and that will help you have more depth in the actual conversation and dialogue of the video. I also want you to reframe thinking about confidence, as opposed to thinking about the need to have perfect confidence. Think of confidence as a process, and also to remember that there is someone out there who needs to hear your message, and you need to allow yourself to show up on camera so that the world can be a better place. So if you do these things, if you give yourself a chance to be on camera as an introvert, to get your message out there, I just think of, if you take the time to develop your content and to show up and to continue to refine your muscle of being on video, a year from now, I just think about the catalog of content that you'll create. It would just be amazing. Like if you live stream or you create video once a week, and a year from now you'll have like over 50 videos. And what happens with 50 videos? Let me tell you what happened when I started to create content more consistently. I got more reach, I got brand deals, I got collaborations, I got sales, I still have people reaching out for me for coaching and consulting, and this can happen for you too, and it's coming your way. And I know this because it happened for me, and it will happen for you too if you work that muscle, if you give yourself a chance to embrace being an introvert, embrace being a shy and awkward person, and get your message out there. So that essentially wraps up today's live stream. Thanks everyone for bearing with me, and thanks everyone for joining me on the live stream. Hi Pete. Pete says that perfection doesn't exist, and isn't that the truth? And I also think perfection is a form of self-sabotage as well. We go, oh, I can't do it because I'm not perfect, therefore you don't do it. And if you don't do it, then you can't be judged, right? So that definitely is definitely some good sounds there. So thanks everyone for joining me. And Pete also says that you'll be surprised how quickly you'll find your tribe. There's more people out there like you than you think. And isn't that the truth, right? And I know this specifically for me as well, because when I first started creating YouTube content and I started doing tech reviews and I started doing tutorials, there wasn't a lot of people who look like me, who are female, who are Australian, Vietnamese, who are a bit awkward, who stumble a little bit. There's not a lot of people like me who can't really do it. But then people showed up, and people resonate with relatable people. And I think being not perfect makes you more relatable, and you would be really surprised by, your tribe and who's really out there. So that essentially wraps up this live stream. Thanks everyone for joining me, and thanks everyone for holding on with me while I struggled through today a little bit. Now, if you found this video useful, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos about live streaming. I do tech reviews, I do social media tutorials, and introverts. If you are looking to step up your game, if you're looking to go live, make sure you grab a copy of my Facebook Live cheat sheets. It's a super simple guide to get you up and streaming on Facebook Live, even if you've never hit record before. So I'm going to put the link somewhere on the screen as well as in the description. So make sure that you grab that. It's free. Hopefully everything's working, and that essentially is it. So I really, introverts, hope that you heard the message today that you as yourself are amazing enough to be on video, and I hope to see you on a live stream or a video. Drop it in the comments so I can check it out, and I will see you in the next live stream. Bye for now.